So hey guys, what's up? So welcome to the latest cricket update channel. So let's talk about block hole. Pat Cummings knew it was coming, so did those back in Sydney, glued to their television sets, but he was still late into the shot. The off-stump lay shattered. Mohammed Shami had delivered the perfect Yorker pinpoint precision and an upright seam position with the ball tailing in prodigiously. He dismissed Cummings for successive ducks in the same fashion. This game might be 130 years old, but that the Yorker is still the best in ball in the world. The exposure the youngster get against the Australian outfield will stand them in a good stead. Their mindset will be entirely different. This is what Indian head coach Ravi Shastri said following his team's emphatic 7-wicket win on Sunday. Displaying greater intensity on the field, taking tosses out of the equation, and stellar acts from their top order have been factors that have contributed to Team India's comeback in the 3-match ODI series against Australia. However, the utility of well-directed Yorker cannot be overstated. It is the ability of the India's three-pronged pace attack comprising Jasprit Bumrah, Shami and Navdeep Saini. To bowl them will add that to prove to be the fundamental difference between the two teams. The edge which will Shami knocked out Cummings in the successive game was just the tough proposition Indian pacers have become. Just to put things in perspective, in the Rajkot match, 30 out of their last 43 deliveries in the innings were either Yorkers or full-length deliveries. The higher lower order only mustered 21 runs from those deliveries and lost 12 wickets in the process. In the sense, this delivery had performed the dual role of the containment as well as being number one wicket-taking option. Delighted with his pacers, India captain Virat Kohli quipped, "I asked the bowlers what they want to do, and they said this was the time to execute the Yorkers." All the three of them were really good with the Yorkers, particularly Shami, who changed everything in that over. Beyond their success in Rajkot, the trio performed even better in the series decider in Banglore, where they hurdled 32 Yorkers. There were low and wide full tosses as well. Between overs 42 to 50 of these, Australia could accrue only 29 runs and lost 4 wickets. To drive home the point further, the last 24 deliveries of Australia's innings at the Chinnaswamy Stadium were all directed at the block hole. The old-fashioned good-length deliveries were banished, so were the short-pitched ones. They might have made it look ridiculously easy, but bowling the Yorker in ODIs has its own inherent risk. The margin of error is no minimal. That if a bowler errs even slightly in line or length, the delivery can turn into either a half volley or a full toss, both of which are fodder for the modern day batsman. Back in the 1990s, Wakari on its Akram could unleash Yorkers to similar devastating effect. At the start of this decade, Kohli is indeed blessed to have 3 fast bowlers all dear to his prime who can bowl at speed in excess of 140 km per hour, sustained pace in the extra weapon that emboldens bowlers to opt for the fullest length, since it gives batsmen little reaction time with this unorthodox slingy action. Bumrah's stock delivery is the back of the length delivery that often puts batsmen in a quandary where to play on to the front foot or back. His long sessions at the nets with Shami and Saini have helped them the 3 perfect out this ad. In the last ODIs, Kohli has preferred to rotate his pacer in the death overs, usually between overs 42 to 50. When batsmen look to push the scoring rate, bowling the prudently foolish lengths have been their main weapon. But the trial has also used the short pitch delivery to con batsmen, a classic instance between the manner in which the Saini dismissed Mitchell Starc in Rajkot. The Delhi pacer had softened others with a bird of full-length deliveries before slipping in a bounce, so that Starc hooked shufflessly to give wicketkeeper KL Rahul a simple catch. If Yorkers mixed sparingly with the short deliveries, they're what they opt for the end of the innings. Their plans during the opening power play and the middle overs are quite different. Here they revert to a persistent back of a good length with the old full delivery in between. For instance, Saini bowled a steering Yorker timed at 144.2 km per hour to stage it as early as in the 10th over in Rajkot. All this only illustrates that there is a proper method in play. Not long ago, the Yorker was deemed a high-risk delivery in the shorter formats. It took an India-Australia ODI series and the 3 supremely talented fast bowlers to bring it back in vogue. So if you like the channel, so kindly subscribe to it.